Hello everyone, interactive horror stories are back. Mm, Evil Beneath the Ground sounds interesting, let's check it out. You are a good university student with no friends. Yep, almost me. You join a school trip to a lake and the forest near it. If you decide to wander in the forest at night, you'll find footprints that are coming from a black hole with a ladder. Will you descend down? You are a young university student who identifies as a god. You are a lonely person. People think that you want to be alone, but in fact, you couldn't find someone you felt affinity. Everyone is so distant from you. Nobody you know listens to the music that you love, like Bauhaus, The Mortal Coil, the Sisters of Mercy, etc. You heard about a university field trip to a lake and the forest around in autumn. There would be a picnic, also alcohol is permitted. You could bring your own drinks. You join the field trip, not only maybe you could make some new friends, but you also love the nature, especially then it's a cold season. But of course you couldn't make new friends once again. During 1-2 hours of bus travel, you found out that every other students who joined the trip were already friends. They simply ignored you. You also didn't approach them. As a result, all you could do during the bus trip was looking outside the window or play games on your phone while you're listening to their joyful laughter. You have mixed feelings about this picnic by the lake. You can't feel yourself as a part of the joyful youth who are enjoying the nature trip. After having a picnic barbecue, they played a game with a ball in which they formed a circle and tried not to let the ball touch the ground. Everyone participated in the game except for you. But you enjoy the nature trip somehow. As said before, you love the nature. You took pictures of the lake with your phone. You don't plan to post the pictures anywhere though. And there is a huge forest near the picnic area. You haven't always found peace in the green of the forests. After the sunset, people began to light a campfire and drink. People around your age generally prefer beer, but you don't like it. You feel it overfills your stomach and causes nausea after 2 cans. Instead, you prefer stronger drinks. Today, you bought a bottle of red wine and a wine glass. They gathered around the campfire while you drank your wine alone, away from them. A handsome guy brought this guitar from the bus and began playing in around the fire while you have finished your second glass of wine. Campfire and moon illuminate the darkness. Sun already has set. There are about 5 hours for the picnic to end. You'll be going back to the city with buses. He's playing a calming song. You might join the group, but you also feel a strong urge to have a walk in the dark forest. Let's go to the forest. You stand up and wander away from the picnic. You feel the call of the dark forest, so you walk along the path into the forest. The trees are high and still green, Maybe they stay green in all seasons. You don't know. Your field is not biology. The soil is wet and muddy. It must have rained before your group arrived at the lake. You leave boot prints on the soil as you walk. There are not clouds in the sky. Full moon and stars illuminate the forest. But that's not enough for your eyes. You turn on the flashing on your phone. There is an app for it too. You can't clearly see but notice rabbits in the distance. Naturally, they run from you as they noticed your presence. You begin to think that you might have gone too far away from the picnic, but there is nothing interesting in the picnic area. You somehow feel like the darkness of the forest is your friend, only friend. You continue on the forest path. After a few minutes, you noticed footprints on the soil. They seemed to belong a human with big feet, probably a man. The prints crossed the pane. Follow his route back, I think. You decide to go to the place where he comes from. After a long walk, you find yourself at a hole. There is a lead and long rope near it. The man clearly comes from the hole. His footprints prove it. Then you hold your phone slide into the black hole. You see that there's a ladder inside the hole. You can't see the end of the hole from your positions. As a curious and drunk boy, you feel a strong urge to descend. As you need to use your both hands to climb down, you put your phone into your jeans pockets, turning out the light. You start climbing down. After a few seconds, moon and stars above no longer illuminate that you see. You are in pitch black and the ladder still continues. Finally, your feet touch the ground. You are so distant from the forest that you can see the entrance of the hole from where you are. You carefully get on your 2 feet. You can see nothing yet. The place where you are is made of concrete. There is a long corridor in front of you. It's a narrow, about a meter wide. It's not very high. There are only a few centimeters between your head and the ceiling of the corridor. You smell a terrible odor. It's the mixture of feces and something you can understand. There are 3 doorless holes along the concrete corridor, making 3 rooms to discover. Second, you are shocked to find a chained woman in this room. The chain is tied on her ankle. He looks in her 40, too weak. Her bones are noticeable and has a pale skin with lots of scars. She's on your knees. She's naked. Her body is slightly hairy, except for her pubic area. It is scored. Contrasting her hairy body, her head is shaved. She stinks not only the smell of faces, but also it looks like she wasn't washed for years. She screams at you, point the light to her. Who are you? She doesn't answer your question, but yells with despair, "Help me, he keeps me here." Let's try to save her. You crouch down to her tied foot. There's no way you can remove the bracelet from her ankle. You also notice that her pinky toe is missing. What happened to your toy? He made me eat it. Wow. You try to leave the room, but something you don't understand happens. At the exit of the room, you hit something what wasn't visible in front of you. Yes, you saw nothing in front of you, yet you hit something. You fall onto the floor, and an invisible force carries you and repeatedly smashes your head to the wall. You hear the woman screaming as you black out. Then you wake up, you find yourself lying on the concrete floor in pitch darkness. By the smell, you understand that you are in the same place. Whoever is keeping you captive, he stripped you from all clothes. You are naked and cold. There is a gag on your mouth, so you can shout and communicate with the woman. She might be gagged too. You stand up and try to walk away, but your ankle is tied with a chain. You can walk only in a chamber with 1 meter of radius. Your foot touches a metal bucket. It's probably where he expects you to defecate. You lose all your sense of time here. You wait for an unmeasurable time for something to happen. You are thirsty and hungry. Sometimes you hear your phone rings. It is in a different room. The piano melody is it's the fear by within temptation, an ironic name for your situation. They probably notice that you are missing and try to reach you, especially your parents. They must have become mad. Of course, you can't answer the call. Finally, you hear footsteps. You hear your captor coming to your room. You are unable to see anything. He takes your gag off. Apparently, he has no problem with seeing in the pitch black. And you hear his voice, "Drink." It belongs to an old man, a dominant, ordinary voice. You feel the tip of a bucket on your lips. Who the fuck are you? I'm your new master. You better behave well. You are mine now. Now drink or won't give you it once again. It was water, what he is offering. You drink it. Not the best water you drank, it could be taken from the lake, but you have no other choice, it seems. After you drink enough, he puts the bucket on the ground. Now he brings something else into your lips. Eat. You are too hungry to refuse him. You allow him to put the things in your mouth. It's meat, but raw. You would never eat raw meat, except for sushi, but now you chew it slowly. It is rabbit, he says. You swallow the meat despite how it disgusts you. After you eat all he gives you, he puts the gag on your mouth and leaves the room without saying another word. After a while, he comes back and you were lying on the floor. Stand up, he orders you. And get on your 2 feet. Clumsily, he grabs your body and you feel 2 sharp fangs on your neck. He starts draining your blood, and you understand the true nature of your captor. You have no idea how long you have been a prisoner here. You are mostly alone in the room, doing nothing with a gag on your mouth. He essentially comes back to feed you and himself. Sometimes you hear loud sounds from the other room. He tortures the woman. She screams and begs him to stop, but he doesn't. You hear a whip hit the naked flesh of the woman, but for some reason he doesn't harm you, only the woman. You haven't seen anything for a long time. You have no idea what he looks like. Some day or night you can figure it out. He shows up and takes your gag off. I have done research about you, learned everything about you. He says your name, choking you. We have some common points. We both like the dark. We are both outcasts, lonely souls in this world of darkness. I'll make you an offer only once, so make your decision wisely. I can make you an immortal like me. You will no longer be in chains. You will have a life or unlife in the dark, like you have always wanted. Or you can stay as mortal and wait for the day you will die here as my prisoner. We want to be immortal, I guess. Very well, he says. Stand up. You stand up and allow your master to embrace you. You feel his fangs on your neck once again. But this time he doesn't stop. You feel your whole blood is getting drained. Soon you lose conscience. You open your eyes. You find yourself lying in a wooden coffin, but this time you are able to see. There isn't any single light source in the concrete room, but you see your environment as if you are wearing night vision goggles. You are wearing your old clothes and also gloves, so you can see your skin. You have lost your hair, it has shed. Your old hair is one of the coffin part that you put your head on, and you feel your face change too. But the most significant change is an unbreathable thirst, but not for water. Welcome to a new start, my child. You can hear his voice. You look around the room, but you can't see him. There are two coffins and a mirror in the room. They think that our kind can't be seen on the mirror. Folks, take a look at yourself. You step outside the coffin and walk to the mirror. You are in terror with what you see in the mirror. You don't carry a human face anymore. Your skin has scales like a snake. Its color is a light gray, almost white. Your ears are long and have pointed tips. Your eyes are all red. You slowly open your mouth to see a sharp teeth. You scream, break down, and cry in despair. Then you feel his hand, claw to be exact, on your shoulder. He stands on your back. Now you are able to see his hand. It's scaled like your skin. Look at me, he orders you, and for some reason you can't disobey your master. You involuntarily look at the mirror to see the immortal entity behind you. His body is tall, naked, and has a humpback. His skin is almost white and scaled, but his face, it is the ugliest thing you have ever seen. It's the embodiment of evils, torture, murder, rape, and envy. Envy for everything that is pretty and fair. I will teach you everything I know. You know and only know. Parents say with a hideous smile. The end. We became a vampire, I guess. Of course, I'm curious about other endings, but we will do it the next time. Goodbye for now, see ya.